Sean Henry from CBC Television.
Hello.
It's by all accounts you agree with Madame Houda-Pepin, her opinion. So what is the issue here?
I think the issue fundamentally is teamwork. That's what we want to see. We want everybody in the caucus, every member of our caucus, to work with his or her colleagues, reach a consensus, debate inside the caucus, present this eventually to the caucus and then to the assembly or to the public. That's how politics should be performed.
Having said that, then what do you say to Mr. Tanguay? Because his comments were the ones that sort of started this.
I think we understand the way I said earlier in French. I understand why and how Madame Houda-Pepin reacted to that. I understand that. This being said, I just indicated quite clearly our position on the matter. And I'm sure Mr. Tanguay will have the opportunity to do so with you too.
Okay, and you said this a few times in French. We were talking about you would not sign the form of any candidate who wanted to present. To explain that a little bit, please.
You know, in the same way, I'm opposed to the wearing of the facial veil for public services. This is a garment that goes almost to that level and is often accompanied by some kind of social withdrawal. So I don't think that this is compatible with open and active political action. And I trust our members, I trust the public, I trust the voters to pass judgment on that.
Mr. Couillard, Stéphane Giroux from CTV News.
Hello.
Bonjour. So I'll echo the question from my colleague. You say that the whole debate between you and Mrs. Houda-Pepin is over the fact she's not working as a team, but there's many of us here who feel that her dissension became, way before Mr. Tanguay spoke up, because she has refused to comment on this. There's an obvious discomfort on her part. You want her to rally and work as a team, but are you addressing her concerns specifically?
I'm absolutely addressing her concerns. By the way, people would be mistaken to believe or conclude that her position on the Charter is very different from ours. I just say this, and if you listen to the interview she gave this morning, I think you'll come to the same conclusion. My only concern and demand here, and our colleagues' demand, is that she comes in the caucus to debate. We cannot have one person pushing forward an idea or a project, and the caucus has to be together in the same team.
Are you suggesting she's a loose cannon?
No, I'm not saying this at all. I think she has very deep beliefs and opinions, and that's understandable given, her life story and what she has done. And again, I commend the courage she had while fighting against Sharia. No, this is not what I say at all. I think that she believes that she has a unique contribution to make. I agree, but it has to be done through the caucus, through the team.
But this is obviously damaging what you've been fighting for against this charter.
I don't think so. Tell me one word that she said that is in accordance or in agreement with the PQ charter.
It's not so much what she says in accordance with the PQ. It's her public separation from what the Liberals are saying.
Again, the text and the interviews are mainly centered on the Chador issue. And we dealt with this. This is over. This subject is closed.
Phil Lautier, the Gazette.
Hello, Phil.
Madame Houda-Pepin also said this morning on Bazot that, with Madame Bazot, that she wants the Liberal Party to retake the initiative on this issue.
Absolutely.
Which seems to suggest that you're not on the right wavelength with a lot of people on this issue.
I don't agree. We are on the same wavelengths with a great number of Quebecers that believe in the fundamental value of freedoms and rights. This being said, the way to capture a new direction and the needed direction in that topic is to target the real issue. The real issue facing our society is the dangers associated with extremism, radicalism, violence. All the stories and the unfortunate events that took place. And what I'm saying again and again is that the PQ Charter does not bring even the shadow of the start of a solution to those real issues. It can even make them worse by sending people back home, firing them from their job because they wear a scarf, which is totally ridiculous, and making them the isolation even worse.
This morning in Toronto, Madame Marois praised Madame Houda-Pepin for her courage. Francois Legault is sort of reaching out to her. Are you worried that someone's going to poach her?
Yeah, so we're going to deal with the two separately, if you allow me. Madame Marois should concentrate on her own camp. Madame Mourani spoke out, Monsieur Marceau spoke out, two previous premiers spoke out. I think she'd rather concentrate on her own side of the story. We are open to debate. I think I'm doing this in a very conciliatory mood. I want this to be resolved. I want Fatima to be part of our team again and work with us. That's very different. Now, as far as Monsieur Legault is concerned, I cannot go along with what he's proposing. As you notice, he's proposing to extend the ban to the education sector. I'm not going to be the one who's going to barter rights. I'm not going to say, here, I'm taking the rights of the teachers, I'm putting them on the table. What do you have to offer to me? Or I'm going to offer the rights of the nurses. What do you have to offer to me? No, rights are rights are rights. If you believe in rights and freedoms, you behave like so.